Shabbat Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh by Yashim, Yahweh Shah. Um, Today I got a video that I'm putting out there. I did this video about a year ago or 2 years ago, something like that. So y'all gotta excuse my inexperience or whatnot. I come a long way from this video, but it's still on point. I did mention something about I think Esau being an Arab or something like that, but we all know that Esau is the so-called white man. So just to give you a little heads up on the video that I'm gonna present, it's about these two Edomites, and they're talking about Paul and his writings or whatnot. But you'll see in the video or whatnot what they're talking about. All right, I'll see y'all later.
Shalom. How everybody out there doing? Israel. Happy Saturday. We're on the Shabbat and whatnot. No buying, no selling, no working. Y'all know what it is. I come across this video, man. And I mean, after listening to it, it's like, our own people want to get on us about, saying that salvation is only for Israel or whatnot, but what about when the other nations, you know what I'm saying, say the same thing? Meaning the other nations. I want to talk about the identity thieves that stole our identity or whatnot. It's not a secret anymore. Um, I don't know how long this video might be, about 5 years old or something like that. But this man is speaking about Paul and how he called them Paul bashers or whatnot. Paul was speaking only to Israel. He was only speaking to one people, one nation. He wasn't speaking to everybody. He wasn't speaking to the whole world. Now, they correct on that, but what they go off on is, who are the true children of Israel today, and they confused, you know what I'm saying? They laughing, they doing all kind of, uh, just blasphemy, toward the real children of Israel, so-called black or African American, but we Israel, you know, that's not, you can't refute that, Deuteronomy 28, it tells about the curses. Ain't none of these so-called Jews or whatnot, they ain't went through none of these curses, you know. Uh, they ain't come off the slave ships or whatnot, they ain't come off the slave ships, excuse me. Um, they wasn't sold on to other people or whatnot. Uh, their daughters and sons wasn't taken by another people and sold onto another people. I mean, come on now, Um, just I just want y'all to listen. Just take a listen.
And of course, we're talking about the Israelite kings of the houses of Judah, Zerah and Phares.
Well, absolutely. We're talking about the dispersion of Israel.
Right.
And Paul knew that the nations that he went to were all dispersed Israelites.
Yes.
Y'all hear that? That lines up with the Bible. You know what I'm saying? As far as him going to the Galatians, to the him going to the Colossians, the Philippians, all these different churches or whatnot. Ephesians, you know what I'm saying? He went to them. Them was the disperse of Israel. Let me go ahead and continue with the video.
And his letters prove it over again and again.
Yes. So that the universalists who want to interpret this phrase the way it has been translated, and you could say it like this: to bear my name before the nations, which Gentiles they assume means non-Israelites.
Right.
Yeah, okay. And kings, which is another separate group, whoever they might be, and the children of Israel, as if the first two were different from the latter.
Right, but the grammatical construction is called a hendiatricin, and it means one by means of three. It means that all three of these entities being mentioned are actually the same. The nations and the kings of the sons of Israel is the literal reading.
Yes. Okay, very good. Well, let me finish with verse 16. For I will show him how great things he must suffer for my name's sake. So for the Paul bashers, these two verses, 15 and 16, are very succinctly declaring that Paul is a chosen vessel.
Absolutely. The Paul bashers are doing us a great disservice.
Yes.
Because these...
Now, they're saying that Paul is a chosen vessel. And we all know that Paul was from the tribe of Benjamin. And we also know that Paul was mistaken as an Egyptian. And all of a lot of us know that story or whatnot, but, let's finish watching this video.
Verses not only do that, they prove that Christianity is for only
right.
the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Right, because of the bad translation.
And I want to quote this dude. He said it proves that all Christians are Israel. It's only the house of Israel. It's only the house of Israel. And today we know who the house of Israel is. So what is that saying? Let's get back to the video.
The Universalists have chosen to universalize it, and the Paul bashers agree with them, not understanding the grammar here.
Well, the Paul bashers' biggest mistake is simply taking for granted that the mainstream translators translated all this properly.
Right, absolutely.
And they botched it at every turn.
Yeah,
they universalized it, they twisted it and perverted it at every turn.
Right.
And this is one of the...
So they're coming out saying that, that they twisted and turned, Paul's words or whatnot, and this, this proof right here, they saying this out their own mouth. So, it just baffles me, that a lot of people still is under this delusion or whatnot, and the lies, the arrogance of these bastards, just hearing them talk about the black people, all that. Let me get to the
primary verses.
Good. Yes, very good. So let me just one more question before we close this evening. Do you think that this false translation or this mistranslation here is deliberate, or are the King James? It appears to me this is the conclusion that I've come to for a lot of these really bad translations, is that these translations from the Greek in the New Testament, especially the writings of Paul, it sounds to me like these King James translators didn't know Greek that well.
It seems to be on many occasions that they did not know Greek that well.
Okay.
And that men before them made errors.
Yes.
The biggest error, the biggest sin are the translators of recent times,
yes,
who should know better, who after 200 years,
yes,
the English, the scholarship that the Englishman has brought to the world is...
Look at this crap. Migrations of the 12 tribes of Israel. I'm just looking at this migration of the 12 tribes of Israel. So they saying all these nations right here are Israel. I guess.
Simply amazing.
Right.
The work that they did in the Victorian age and the age of the empire, all right, the work that they did in archaeology and in language studies, and I do the best that I can to follow that legacy.
Right.
And that is why I use all classical English in the sense of, you know, Victorian English references.
Yes.
That's why I use the Liddell and Scott lexicon.
Right.
I don't use any of the modern trash because a lot of that's watered down and politically corrected.
Right.
That's why I read the Loeb Library Greek
They
classics,
know this stuff is
because
watered
they were
down.
translated in like the 1920s and 30s at the peak of English scholarship.
Okay.
Most of them were translated by English scholars.
Right, right. And so we can also detect in the New Testament a lot of Catholic influence as well. Okay?
Right, and in the 1600s, when the translators did translate, if indeed they knew any Greek, they had to know some, right?
Right.
They had to universalize. They had to accept universalized interpretations.
Yes.
Because they knew they belonged in Christianity, but they did not know how.
Right.
They did not have the archaeology and the Greek scholarship and the scholarship in the classics
Yes.
that later generations had.
Yeah, they did not understand that they were Israelites, and the Jews were making the claim that they were.
Now, check this out. It says migrations of the 12 tribes of Israel. It says, no, the main regathering place of the 12 tribes of Israel is the USA, the New Jerusalem of the Holy Scriptures. That's just bogus, and I mean, come on. America is prophesied to be destroyed. What? That's not the New Jerusalem. These people crazy, man.
Israel, and so then who are we?
Right.
It's probably what they were thinking.
They just took for granted the Jewish definitions of a lot of terms, like
Right.
Gentiles.
Right, right.
But Jerome, when he translated the Vulgate, you know, there are other words besides gentilis that he could have used.
Okay.
But a gentilis indicates somebody of the same race.
Yes.
Not necessarily of the same nation, but of the same race.
Of the same race, exactly.
And there are other words.
He said it out his own mouth. These are scholars now. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm a nobody. I'm a so-called black African American that came up in the streets of Detroit or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I didn't finish high school or whatnot. I got my GED or whatnot, but you know, I didn't even make it to high school. But these are scholars or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, come on, man. I want to hear the truth other than a damn scholar. Hell with this, with a scholar.
Yes.
That don't make that distinction.
Okay.
That don't have that connotation.
Right. And the whole world has been fooled by the Jewish redefinition of the word Gentile to mean non-Jew.
And it
Did you see that? A Gentile meaning non-Jew, but it's Gentile when you're being called. I'm gonna use me as an example or whatnot. If I'm being called a Gentile or whatnot, then it's because I'm following the heathen ways. You understand? Going back and back in the days when they were calling the northern tribe Gentiles because they was keeping the heathen customs or whatnot. But that's why they was calling them Gentiles, which they was actually from the house of Israel. Just going into the heathen practices or whatnot. But let's go on, keep going.
never did.
And it never did. That's right.
And Paul, the commission here to Paul is to go and bring the name of Christ before both
Yes.
the nations and kings of the sons of Israel.
Uh-huh. Right.
And Paul's epistles prove over and over again, and he does it to the Romans, and he does it to the Corinthians, that they are the dispersed children of Israel.
Right.
That was in Rome.
Christianity, we'd have an epistle of Paul to the Ethiopians, an epistle of Paul to the Egyptians,
The black
an
people.
epistle of Paul to the Hutus and the Tutsis.
Right.
We don't
Y'all
have
see what this
that.
bastard said?
There's no epistle of Paul. Paul's epistles prove over and over
Check
again,
out what he said.
and he does it to the Romans, and he does it to the Corinthians, that they are the dispersed children of Israel.
Right. So
And if Paul was going to pervert Christianity,
He said
we
he was going to pervert
have
it.
an epistle of Paul to the Ethiopians, an epistle of Paul to the Egyptians,
The black
an
people.
epistle of Paul to the Hutus.
Look at him.
and the
You're the son of a
We
bitch.
don't have that. There's no epistle of Paul
right.
to the Arabs. There's
Right.
no epistle of Paul to the Babylonians.
Exactly.
There's no epistle of Paul to the Edomites.
Edomites.
Right.
Paul
Right.
could have very easily.
Now, you hear what he said. He says there's no epistles of Paul to the Edomites. Now we got a situation here because it's a big topic in the Hebrew community about Esau not being a white man. You got a couple of our well-known Hebrew Israelites that touch on this topic or whatnot. But a lot of people. Well, when I came into the truth, I thought. Well, I came to the conclusion of the white man being Esau. But as doing more research, it's like, it's up in the air with me. I don't know if Esau the white man, or I don't know if Esau the Arabs or whatnot. But that's not really important to me. But this right here is I can't believe it. Us black, well, I'm gonna say us Israelites or whatnot. If we talk about stuff like this, and we talk about that salvation is only for Israel or whatnot, or that Paul was only talking to Israel, then, we would get looked upon on as being racist or hate group. You know what I'm saying? And just a lot of commotion comes up if we speak the truth. Now, this man was speaking part of the truth, but he wasn't speaking the whole truth. He left a lot of stuff out, like, how do y'all fit the description of the true people of this book? How? You don't line up with Deuteronomy 28 and 68. You don't line up with Deuteronomy 28 and I think it's 46. Let me get that right quick. Deuteronomy 28 and 40. Let me make sure it's 46. Deuteronomy 28 and Deuteronomy 28 and 46. I'm gonna start at 45. It says, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he command thee. Then it's 46. And what is they? These curses. And these curses, shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. So, right there, it's explaining that, you know what I'm saying, the curse is going to be on Israel forever, to this day. We're the only people who fit this description or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? We're the only nation that's hated amongst all nations. Why? Why? Because we God's chosen people. That's why. So let's finish this video.
Perverted Christianity.
Right. And
the Paul bashers are just idiots for not seeing that.
And of course, in other books, Paul definitely says that the Edomites are vessels fit for destruction.
Of destruction,
Yeah.
right.
He does not include them among the Israelites.
And he doesn't include any nation that's non-Israelite.
Right.
Every one of those people Paul wrote an epistle to were dispersed Israelites.
Right.
Y'all hear that? It's straight from their mouth. Paul's epistles wasn't written for nobody but Israel. it's messed up how, you know, they can find something or come across something, meaning our heritage, our you know, our history, and steal it and hold it to their heart, like, you know. I mean, it just boggles me. It, it's crazy, you know. But the Most High, you know, He gonna have the last laugh, you know. And man, I don't feel sorry for the bastards, man. I don't. I don't. Just listen to them.
Right. He excludes the descendants of Ishmael, which is your today's Arabs, right?
Absolutely, he excludes
those.
them
And these
explicitly.
bastards know who is who, but they don't know we the
If you
children of
thoroughly
Israel, though.
understand the writings of Paul, and obviously this is one of the verses in verse 15 here that can be universalized because of the way it's translated.
And if it's translated correctly, it's absolutely not universal.
That's right. Yeah, very good.
It's exclusive.
It's not
Yes.
exclusive,
Okay.
right?
That's
Right, I agree.
last
You're right
verse
about
in
that.
detail. Thank you, William Fink. We are making mincemeat of the universalist interpretation of the Holy Scriptures, especially the New Testament. I love this stuff.
He
Right?
loved this
So
stuff.
thanks for joining me in this edition of
He loved the lies and the man. I just wanted to get this out there to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's unbelievable, man. Then again, you know, we know what the scriptures say. We know what these bastards was gonna do. What we finding out, you know what I'm saying, what they doing and all the lies that's being uncovered and whatnot, you know, and it's like, damn, man, you look at it like, man, it seems like everything is a lie. Everything. So I just wanted to, you know what I'm saying, just, you know, share this information or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Maybe somebody else can piggyback off this and, you know what I'm saying, do something more better, or you know what I'm saying? I'm not hating, you know what I'm saying? I know how to pass the rock or whatnot when I'm you know what I'm saying? I'm not how can I say it? I'm not sharpening this subject or whatnot, you know. Um I just want to put this out there, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get Israel to wake up, you know. We in for some real beautiful times for us, you know what I'm saying, as far as our captivity, you know. 400 years is almost up. What we gonna do, Israel? This ain't time to condemn one another or whatnot. We got to rejoice in um, this prophecy that's being fulfilled, you know. But I just want to let y'all see this video or whatnot. You know, I hope it you know, enlighten more and more of our people, you know.